I know last week I absolutely blew your mind with some trivia.
Stumped
you.
Yes.
Another one for you.
Oh.
Can you name the one team in AFL history which won the Wooden Spoon and the premiership in the same season?
Feel like this is a trick question.
No trick.
Was it? So they finished bottom of the ladder, but they rebooted for finals and they came back and won the flag.
Yep.
What a fucking season. Melbourne?
No.
Geelong?
No.
Essendon?
No.
Carlton?
No.
Hawthorn?
No.
That's no.
Footscray.
The Western Bulldogs.
1916 during World War One. A bunch of
Wow.
teams just didn't play, so it was only about I think 5 or 6 team comp. So they finished bottom of the ladder and then they went storming home.
That's the team you want to be a part of, I've got to be honest. You can't get it done in the season, but finals time comes about and the men step up and we go whack.
Lightning in a bottle. Bang.
Well,
Premiership.
that's a great way to start this episode because there's a big one for us on BackChat.
Yeah.
Welcome to BackChat. Thank you for that, Dan. At BackChat, _ big things happening right now.
Yeah. Just tell them what's happening straight up.
Okay, so without telling anyone really, we've completely flipped up our schedule.
Yes.
We've gone from BackChat on Thursdays, 2 to 2.5 hours of absolute gold, and we've split that gold nugget across 4 days. Still gold.
We've melted it down.
Still
and we've
gold.
Created more. Yeah.
It's just as valuable, except it's spread out.
Yes.
So, okay, I'm talking in rhymes. Basically, we're doing 4 podcasts a week now. As of right now, you may have already listened to it. Monday, review of the weekend. Round whatever, brought to you by Shelter, Footycast review.
Yes.
On Mondays.
The Shelter Footycast.
Bloody excited.
Yes.
Tuesdays will be BackChat. You're listening to it right now.
Yes.
You're literally listening to it.
Yes.
BackChat, normal episode, as we do it. You've got your fantasy, you've got your betting, you've got your you send it, we read it. So you've got your fines.
Yeah, big one.
What else have we got? Little bit of just
Dan's challenge.
Dan's challenge.
That's
Are we going to do that today?
That's going to make.
I've given you a suggestion.
Yeah. That's next week.
For challenge number 3 out of 53 episodes. Wednesdays.
Yes.
Guest.
Yeah.
So BackChat Wednesdays is guest day.
Yeah.
This week, Dennis Cometti.
The GOAT.
We thought we'd start with the best, with the greatest man. I don't like doing introductions to guests, but this man will literally need no introduction.
Yeah.
So Wednesdays is guest day. Thursday, what do you have a guess?
I think we might do like a preview of the round coming up.
What a guess.
Yeah.
Well done.
And that's another Shelter Footycast.
Shelter Footycast, brought to you by BackChat Studios. So we've got a couple of top and tailers at the start and the end of the week.
Yes.
And then we've got our core program in the middle. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We got you covered. You don't need to go anywhere else for footy information.
You don't.
For sport information.
Monday, a bit of a nuts and bolts, what happened on the weekend. Thursday, what to expect. More footy talk, really.
Footy talk. You could almost call it BackChat. Bit of BackChat about footy.
Yes, that's right.
And it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful thing. So that is thanks to our friends at Shelter.
Yeah.
The top and tailing.
There's an Instagram page for that very thing.
Shelter Footycast. You can find that on Instagram. You can find us on our link tree on a BackChat. You should be able to find it across socials.
It's on YouTube as well.
If you want to find it on YouTube, it is videoed. It is a live recording. Search on BackChat. You're going to have to change nothing, by the way. This will all come in your podcast feed if you're listening.
Yeah.
Or it'll come into your YouTube feed if you're watching. You can do both. You can do either. Don't do none.
Yes.
Don't do none.
Well, they can't be because they're listening to this at least.
Okay, thank you. You can email us hello@backchatpodcast.com.au. You can find us on the website backchatpodcast.com.au. All thanks to our partners, our Patreon partners, our patrons, I should say. Of course, I fucked that up. Our sponsors. So we've got Shelter.
Yes.
We've got Margaret River Roasting Co.
I think I had about 3 cups of that today.
I've had way too many coffees, but not sick of it,
No.
honestly. Whippersnapper Whiskey.
Yep.
They had 0 best whiskies in the world before we got together.
That's true.
BackChat comes along.
Fact.
Well, it's not comes along. It's BackChat partners.
Yes.
Best whiskey in the world.
Yeah.
Whippersnapper Whiskey. Thank you to them. Blue Bet. They're doing some great things over there. Did we take them down this week? We're going to cover that in a second.
Yep.
Cameo Australia as well.
Yes.
It's a beautiful thing. 4 podcasts a week. We got you covered from Monday to Thursday. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah. And we'll make another one soon as well.
Really excited. You want 5?
Yeah.
You want 5?
Let's go Monday to Friday.
Roaming Charlie comes in live. rhyming back chat. Would that be good, Charlie?
Yeah.
You can have your own show?
Live. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you put some more. Just tick a few more boxes, Charlie. Just earn your stripes over there, mate. But we'll see what we can do. Let's get into fantasy. A quick little wrap around there. We've got 2 grand final tickets on the line. Nathan and Primetime Ballers, 3rd in the country.
Insane.
So, look, needless to say, not needless to say, it's probably quite similar, the level of BackChat Fantasy League and the national competition. He's winning ours.
Yep.
3rd in the country.
That's wild.
Say it every week, though. Don't give up.
No.
Nathan's captain, vice captain, all could go down, and then see you later, Nathan. Thanks for coming. It's been fun to have you at the top. I would say it's very difficult to lead from start to finish. So I'll say right now, I don't think Nathan's going to win our competition.
Wow.
I don't think he is.
Okay.
I don't think you are either, Dan, or you, Charlie.
Come on.
I'm sorry.
There's still a chance.
I've got higher hopes for Kat than you two absolute battlers. Alex Schofield, my wife.
Yes.
Hot guys team. Just takes a step back to 15th in the competition.
Ugh.
Just the guys, I don't know what's going on over there at the hot guys. She needs to just sort out her captain selection, I think. I've had a look at her team. Doing well, doing nicely, but just needs to start lifting.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that a rung?
Piece by piece.
A rung?
Yeah, rung.
Lift the ladder.
Yeah.
Get onto the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what analogy I'm working. That's fantasy.
Good. You know what, though? I'll just quickly say about my team.
Yes.
I'd rather be like in the 130s, which I am now, than hovering outside the top 10 and just miss out the top 10.
Or like in the 80s like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, content, best, worst jumpers, thanks to Sports Gear Australia, sportsga.com.au. Marshy and Crowe, they source player issue football Guernseys from all eras. That's what they do. That's all they do. It's amazing.
It's very cool.
And they sell it to you, the public. You can get special deals if you follow them on Facebook, Sports Gear Australia, or Sports Gear Oz on Instagram. Now, we've put together a little competition.
The
best
bracket.
What is it?
I love a bracket. The best,
It's a
worst
great
Guernseys.
bracket. It's a great bracket.
Yeah.
The best, worst Guernsey in the competition. We're down to the final 4.
We are.
You didn't think we're down to the final
we get
4,
there
Dan.
quick. Yeah.
Absolutely.
The pointy end.
we had 4 matchups. We lost 4. I'll just talk about the winners. Hawthorn's cross stitch. It's like an old school Hawthorn jumper. I'm very surprised it's got to the final 4, Charlie. Are you surprised over there?
Yeah, me too. It went up against the orange North Melbourne.
Can't believe that lost.
I was rooting for that
was
one.
going to get up. I really wanted the orange because look at Belly in it.
North Melbourne Orange, bye-bye. Collingwood cartoon goes see you later to the West Coast. How do I say this word?
Ochre?
I don't think it's certainly not ochre. It cannot be ochre.
Otre?
You got an idea over there, Charlie?
It's definitely not Otra.
Cat? What is it? Tell me what it is, Cat. Ochre? It's ochre. Thank you, Kat. Ochre. West Coast ochre. That goes through. That's that disgusting looking Auburn type dirty orange sun-kissed.
Yep.
That goes through. The St Kilda stick figure gets up over the Brisbane piss stain, apparently. and the Bulldogs Thor, big chance to win it all. That absolutely demolishes Richmond's crest. So the final 4, Hawthorn's cross stitch, which is an old school Hawthorn jumper. I like the look of it.
Looks almost like a jockey's uniform.
It actually looks quite nice, if I'm going to be honest. But it's the best, worst Guernsey. So I don't see how that can win. West Coast OCHRE, you know what it is. The Brisbane, St Kilda stick figure and the Bulldogs Thor. That's the final 4 for the best, worst Guernsey in the competition. Sports Gear Australia, sportsga.com.au. You got to follow us on socials.
Yeah.
There'll be a finals matchup over the weekend on our stories.
And even the best part about it, you just go to our website.
You can win.
And you fill out your details.
You can win.
You go into a draw and you will win the best, worst Guernsey as voted by the people.
We're going to source it. Well, we're not. Sports Gear.
No, that's what they do. They do a very good job of it.
So they're going to get it, present it to you. I mean, I've got to be honest. Some of these jumpers are worth over $500. So I'd get cracking and enter via our website, backchatpodcast.com.au. There's a form. It's nice and easy. There's been a lot of entries. I've got to be honest.
Yep.
So good luck to that.
But not so many that you can't win.
Yeah, you can definitely still win, but your odds are lowered because there's been a lot of entries. Now, BackChat bets, thanks to Blue Bet. How are we going? How are we going?
Morale's low, if I'm being honest. Morale is at an all-time low. It's not just low.
I mean, we started like so promising. We won the first 2.
Isn't that how they get you, though?
It's been fun, though. It has been
it's
fun.
very
And
good.
we turned up the fun meter this week. I've got to be honest. The federal election was on the weekend, and we thought, look, we haven't been going well against Bluebet. How do we have a bit of fun here?
Yes.
Well, we spent, I reckon, 3 hours on a Thursday or Friday. Thursday night, I was trying to get a sick kid down to sleep. Spent about 3 hours coming up with play on words with players in the competition and government. We were throwing out Clive Palmer's. Is just Reece Palmer still plays for the Fremantle Dockers?
Clive Waterhouse.
Clive Waterhouse, a.k.a. Jake Waterman. Didn't quite get that across.
That was a stretch.
I threw that across. So we went with Tom Liberatore, a.k.a. Tom Liberatore.
Yes, very good.
20 plus disposals.
Check.
Thank you. Toby Green, a.k.a. Toby
Go on.
Greens.
Very good.
2 goals.
Yep, check.
Thank you.
Got that.
Jeremy McGovern, a.k.a. Jeremy McGovernment.
That's mint.
Oh, that's good shit.
20 plus
good.
disposals.
That's not good.
Not good.
He finished in 17.
Yeah.
He had 6 or 7 in the first half. Now, this isn't about players letting the, Gov hasn't let the team down. We've let the team down by selecting Gov. We
Yes,
should have
yeah,
known.
that's right. Yeah,
we should have
we
known he
should've.
wasn't going to have those touches.
Yeah.
It was still
That's
bloody
on
fun
us.
doing it. And the last one, which is my favourite, Harry Morrison, a.k.a. Bye-bye Scotty Morrison. Harry Scott Morrison. See you later. We asked for 20 touches from Harry. Didn't
What
get
did he
near
give
it.
us? Did he give us 8?
No, he didn't give us a lot. Didn't give us a lot, just like Scott.
Yeah.
And we say goodbye to Scott Morrison, and we say
Goodbye.
goodbye to Harry Morrison also.
Yes. We would never punt on you again.
It is a bit of fun though. You can follow it along socials. We're not trying to make you a home, deposit. We'll leave that to Elbow, and he's into the new. We're talking about politics on here. I don't really want to. You can follow us on socials there. You got a nice little link.
Usually comes out on a Thursday or Friday.
Look, if you need to do the business on BackChat, you jump on Instagram or YouTube. That's where I'll be heading. You can talk shit on Twitter with me. More than likely, you can fight media personalities. I was fighting Goss over the weekend. Don't know really why. I don't know how I got there, and it just turned into a thread of death that just develops. But if you need something, you're like, oh, I wonder how I do that. It's on Instagram or it's on YouTube.
Yep. Very good.
I feel fine. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Good
You like
segue.
that? I feel fine.
Yeah.
It's time for fines, baby. This is just going from strength to strength to strength to strength to strength.
Yes. There's so many. I'm just like my laptop is going to run out of battery by the time I scroll to the
If
bottom.
you've just got here, fines, we're taking this traditionally out of a footy club. There's a fines master. There's some truth to it, but it's a stitch up. You can give it to Dan. You can give it to Charlie. Kat's sitting over there very
Give
nicely.
Kat some more fines.
Very nicely. Just gets away with a bit of murder over there, in my opinion. You can find myself. You can find anyone on BackChat. Or what I love the most is finding each other. And this is where we're going to get to
neighbour.
it. Do you know what? That I just remembered. Don't have it on the run sheet. What we're going to do, Charlie's going to get to absolute. Charlie's just absolutely just waiting for something to do with BackChat, and this is what I'm going to give you to Charlie. You're going to go back and you're going to listen to every fine session we've done. It's not that long. You're going to count them all up.
6 weeks,
You're going to tally them up. We're going to tally that total up, and we're going to donate to a charity.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yep.
Yep.
You good with that, Charlie?
Oh, it's a
That
beautiful.
sounds
idea.
fine. Yeah, now you need to do it, Charlie, because it's for a charity, man. It's for the kids.
Correct. Well, we'll see.
All the adults.
We'll come up with a
All the
charity
animals.
that
It doesn't. Yeah. Well,
we don't discriminate. Maybe it's for everyone.
yeah.
So we're going to
The
get all the
human
money
fund.
together. So keep them coming. You want to find your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister.
Yep.
I don't know. Let's go straight into it. Who gets the fine? Johnny D from Hobart. Oh boy, we've gone across the no, it's not the Tasman. What's the?
The ditch.
Yeah, no, that's to New Zealand. We're going to Hobart. The bloke. Okay, this is deep. Straight into the deep end. The bloke is abandoning me and moving to the Melbourne office. This
Rough.
leaves me down to just one person left to talk Supercoach and footy. What am I supposed to do with my Mondays and Thursdays? Absolute disgrace. Maximum fine required. Agreed. $5 fine.
You know what you're going to do on Mondays and Thursdays?
My
Listen to the Shelter preview and review episodes. That wasn't even planted.
Very good. Thank you, Johnny D. Lisa, she finds Charlie. Oh, Charlie. Explain. Or I find catching up on the fines. Just heard episode 51. Fine for going to Scotch College.
Yeah, true.
You absolute windbagger. No, it says the bagpipes every Friday morning were fuck off annoying. Also, I know for a fact that after a few cold ones, you say stupid shit about how you would die for the college. $5 fine, Charlie.
Look, I was actually kicked out of the pipe band.
Okay, well, there you go. I don't know if that's a credit or an extra $2. I'm going to give you an extra $2.
For college.
It's for charity. Can you say that? I would die for the college.
I really don't want to, but
Come on, man. It's your alma mater.
We can't have an awkward silence on the podcast.
yeah,
Charlie.
I'd die for the college.
Paul Williams. This one is this is from Hamish to Paul. G'day, Paul. You're copping one from Hamish here. Don't know how you feel about it. For having a weak stomach. 6 of us went to VR, virtual reality racing, over the weekend. Paul couldn't quite handle the experience and had to stop mid-race to go outside and have a spew in the car park.
I've heard that that's a thing. So,
of course you have, Dan.
No, it's not happened to me. But it's, don't go too hard on him. I've heard it's like a proper thing that people get sick doing it. $2 fine. Rooster Jones finds Andrew Vitalins. I tell you what, they're about as good a names you'll ever hear on this podcast. Rooster Jones.
Old Rooster. Rooster Jones says, for recycling your email word for word that you sent to the Duff and Quarters podcast about the AFL missing an opportunity in Sir Doug Nichols' round playing a game in Alice Springs or Darwin. Get some new material, mate.
Love that.
$5 fine.
Absolutely.
That's a great pickup. Although I wouldn't encourage listening to any other podcast on the BackChat. This is from Dale to Dan. About time. Dan gets a fine for his red button idea. Potentially the result is a premiership cup. Imagine if Nathan Buckley hit the red button in the 2018 grand final when she took the mark. Potentially a free kick given for holding the man and we lose the cup. No more medal. No more DeGoey's dad. That's absolutely correct.
True.
Look, the request has come in here for a $20 fine. I'm not going to give that. It's a $5 fine. No, it's a $2 fine. It's a $2. Liv gives the fine to me and maybe Dan. In the infancy of BackChat 2.0, Will promised all Patreon supporters. Oh no. Oh God. Will promised. I hate reading promises I've given. I know I haven't done it. Will promised all Patreon supporters a signed poster or something of the sort. I've been a patron since before there was even 50, and I've been waiting for my signed poster for over a year.
Do you know what?
Fair play.
I remember us offering that, and you had to show us that you've showed a friend the podcast.
Okay, no monetary fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fine us a poster per patron. We're going to get posters out. We're going to do a signing session in here. We've got the space to do it. We can get 200 posters out. We're going to get one of the whole BackChat family. We're going to get Kat and Charlie to sign as well, and we're going to test their autographs. You've told me you don't have one.
No, mine's going to be a special edition every time. It's going to be different.
If you'd like to forge Dan's signature on a bank account, you will be able to find that from these. So if you would like a signed poster from the BackChat family, we're going to get them to you.
Okay.
Understand?
Charlie?
This is fines. Charlie? Thank you.
Yep, it's in there.
Okay, good. Thank you. Damien, he finds whoever does the spelling on your website. I think this might go to our boy Sammy. In your contact us section, I love how deep this is. It's like, come on, Damien. But yeah, fair enough. In your contact us section, it's written partnership information. And instead of it saying information, it says information. Maybe that's what it's meant to say, Damien. Yeah. It's with an R. I've put an fair enough. Not sure who doesn't know how to spell, but get your shit together. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sammy.
Little cover drive through the covers, even. Yeah.
Yep.
Damien, fair enough. $2 fine.
I love that you've tried something. Is that cricket or golf that you just tried?
I only do footy, man. Tell me about your time in the indoor cricket under 9 somewhere. Come on, give me any.
No, not under 9s. Men's open.
Maybe we should ask Dennis. I feel like he's going to know what to say. Yeah. Pippa finds everyone. And when I say everyone, this is everyone. I would firstly like to say that this podcast I've listened to for years. My issue is that BackChat, says hat, but I believe it's BackChat, is described as a sports podcast on Insta. Not a men's sports podcast, but after 50 plus episodes, there have been 0 female guests, unless you include the listener that called you guys a while back. Fair enough. Mm-hmm. I propose a $20 fine for having 0 female guests. With your contacts, surely there would be some sort of athlete who is also female and would be an interesting guest. I now find myself $5 for continuing to listen.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not going to challenge it.
I hate this analogy, but I'm not even going to say it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
That's fair enough. Yep. And we will do better.
We will.
Okay. Hamish finds Paul. Yes, fines is big this week. We've got a few to get through. Hamish finds Paul, and this, I believe, is going back the other way. Is this right? I believe did Paul find Hamish? I can't remember 5 minutes ago. Okay, so I already posted a fine yesterday for Paul. This is another one. He's having a bad week, though. This fine is for accidentally printing out his doctor's referral letter for a vasectomy on the wrong printer at work instead of printing in A4 on the nearby printer. Paul printed a vasectomy letter to the big A1 plot printer. How big's A1? The size of this table.
It's 4 A3s.
Making sure everyone in the office found out he's getting the snip. I can send you a photo of him with his ridiculous size letter if needed.
Please do.
I thought we're going to get a photo of something else there. $2 fine there. I mean, he's suffered enough. The whole work office. No, the big fella's just trying to stop the kids from coming out. Bianca fines my son Evan. This is a beautiful thing. Bianca, the mum of Evans. I tell you what, this is actually starting to get real legs here.
Yeah.
Mothers finding sons. You got to love it. My family, 3 boys, and I went to the Eagles' last open training session before the 2015 grand final at Subiaco Oval. This is a fine from a mother to a son, 7 years in the making. We grabbed our merch from our rooms to wear. My son couldn't find his Eagles hat and went into my wardrobe and grabbed one of mine. He was so excited to get Scoey's autograph. As Scoey was signing it, I hear Scoey say, "Ooh, some legends on here, mate. Cousins, Judd, Woosha." My heart sank. That's when I realised my son had accidentally grabbed my 2006 grand final merch that had been signed by the captain, team's 2005 Brownlow medalist and coach, and now Will Schofield. So luckily I don't get the fine. Evan, you got to do better than that, mate.
You did get drafted in that year.
You can't be scrubbing up the GF 2006 one with Scrubber Scully in 2015. Premiership less, probably life membership less, like real scrubber material. Fair. Jordan Flynn fines Drew Petrie.
Fair enough.
Ex-Kangaroo, ex-Eagle, Drew Petrie's getting a $10 fine on this show. After the Sydney game, he walked past me on the ground and I asked him when was he coming back on BackChat again, and he replied, "No chance."
Wow.
Not only are you getting a $10 a fine, Drew Petrie, you're not getting an invite on this, my friend.
No chance.
Drewy. I know Drewy. He'll be disappointed with that reaction. I'll have to send that to him. Last couple. This is from Tommy. He finds my mate Cameron. I just love the random finding. Despite being a BackChat listener, patron, and BackChat fantasy member, Cameron began listening to the podcast late and subsequently 6 months behind. This means we cannot discuss the interviews and jokes on a weekly basis. So it's like that Game of Thrones guy that's in season 2 when everyone's at season 7.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
$2 fine for Cam, who will get a pleasant surprise in about 6 months' time when he finally hears this.
I think I know Cameron Yule.
No, you don't. Do you?
Sounds familiar.
All right, he'll speak to you in 6 months. Lindsay fines Ruben. $2 fine for Ruben Woods for wearing sneakers each game this season, whilst in the twos for the Calagini Cougars. Oh, boy. I wonder if they're white or black, like sneakers, wet or dry. He won't put on a pair of studs, Gary Ablett style. Gaz used to wear trainers during training too.
Did he?
Yeah, the only thing is he's like a dual Brownlow medalist, like multiple premiership player, like more Australians than anyone's ever won in the game. Tell you what, Ruben, you got to lift, mate. $5 fine. 4 knee recons later, he may have found a solution. Oh, boy. Last one. Jordan fines Scully. Great. Finish off on me for saying he didn't think a coach had got given a send-off game when it literally happened last year with Nathan Buckley. Well, boo-hoo, Jordan, but $5 for me. There you go. Fine's done and dusted. In the bag.
That's probably about like $100.
I like it.
In that session.
All right, so we're going to figure out what charity we are raising for.
Let us know.
Hopefully you enjoy that, because I certainly do. That's some great stuff.
Maybe we should do a charity bracket.
It's the grievance session. It's a bit of a lie down on the couch. Let us know what's going on in your life and really give it to someone. You want to give it to your son, mother-son finding, 10 years in the making.
Yep.
We're here for it. Up for my favourite part of the show. Well, one of. Not as favourite as the guest or Scotia Media. Or
That's next. That's a different episode now.
You send it. We read
it. Usually I get to do the we read it bit.
Oh, you send it.
We read it.
I'm waiting here. Dale, Big Dale. You know who Dale is. Fines payments.
Okay, whilst listening to the Shepisode, love that.
Oh, my God.
I had a thought about your fine segment. What if, as a podcast, you have some quick links to charities of your choice?
I stole this off Dale. I read this email before.
And the people who are fined hopefully click a charity and donate some money. Surely there's some sports-related and men's health charities that could benefit from paying it forward. Great.
We're not going to do the men's health charities because of the fine we just received. I feel like it could be all-encompassing.
It's all-inclusive. And we will put the fines together. So this means people can fine their friends.
Yeah.
We'll put it together and we'll donate it.
And you don't have to pay the fine either. Like, we'll pay it.
Yeah.
It's our charitable donation.
Yes, that's
so
right.
don't be fining $1,000 because probably don't have
We're not going to read that one out.
Dan Bain. I think I know Dan.
No, you don't.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, gents. Love how the pod is starting to kick off now and get even more support around it.
So are we.
A few questions.
Oh, a few. Sneaky.
You mentioned back last year, I think at the beginning of the off-season, that you'd be changing the game the following season. Couldn't mention why or how, but we're super excited about it. Apologies if I'm missing the obvious, but has this big thing occurred?
Bloody oath it has. There's a question mark there. We're here. This is it.
Yes.
I think that's what we're talking about.
She's going to listen going, what is that?
No, I think we're talking about multiple podcasts in the same week, plus a bit of game commentary.
Plus, I don't think we're doing YouTube at the time when we said that.
Yes, videos. We're here right now. We're absolutely here right now, Dan. So that's the answer there. And?
Okay, and if not, did you decide to go in another direction?
No.
Or is Will just too distracted with all of his conquering media career and has forgotten his roots? No.
That's correct.
Bit of that.
I'm not too distracted. Not distracted for BackChat. I'm
Also,
all BackChat.
Also, love the fantasy chat and the comp, but I'm a super coach, man. Any chance of running a comp for that next year? And have you got the pulling power to get a couple more grand final tickets? How has the dabbling in super coach gone this year, Will?
I know how some people love fantasy, some people don't. I'm a big fantasy head. I've tried my best at super coach. It's so bloody hard.
Yes.
It is so hard, man. Like, have you ever done it?
No, I was talking about super coach with a couple of mates the other night, and they said, you get points for a kick, right?
Yes.
But if the kick's not a good kick, then you don't get the same output. It's confusing. It's not just straightforward.
Dream Team Fantasy, you watch along, your bloke gets a kick, you get 3 points. That's it.
Yes.
Exactly like you say. You're watching along, your player gets a kick, does it go out of bounds? Where does it go? How long does it go? How efficient is it? What happens when it gets and then you forget who kicked it and you don't know how many points you're on. And then they change the points at the end of the round. It's just, I'm not a big supporter of super coach. I'm sorry if I meant to because I'm kind of sort of employed by the people who run it. That's okay. Graham, crew, roaming BackChat, spin-off already. Spin-off already, Charlie.
Hi, team. I just finished the DMR Gets episode. It was great to hear Dean's perspective and not so great to hear some of the disgusting abuse he's copped for doing a bloody tough job.
Yeah,
agreed. As another spin-off of the show, why not have a weekly 10 minutes with Dino where he reviews a few calls from the weekend's game at Optus?
Hope you're writing this down, please, Charlie.
That way it covers wet toast and flag mantle fans. He would definitely humanise umpires and maybe give punters a different insight.
Yep.
He could highlight some really good decisions. No one ever talks about the good umpiring and some reasons why they might get things wrong from the camera perspective. I know I'd personally enjoy it and learn from it. Just a thought, the AFL might even get behind it.
Look, I mean, I love that the AFL got behind it, but if they did get behind it, they better bloody well be crediting BackChat. If we bring that, because that doesn't exist right now.
No.
I mean, Ray Chamberlain gets on Melbourne, but WA, I think that's a great idea. Really good, Graham. Love it.
And that's not too far away, to be honest as well. I remember going to a Collingwood v Carlton game a few years ago as a West Coast Eagles supporter, and it was incredible how biased the two sets of supporters, 90K in total, were, and how unbiased the umpires were. It was a great perspective from me.
Nice.
Still going. Yeah. Thanks, Graham. By the way, I thought Mark Getz was a Freo member. Only joking. Hats off to all AFL, WAFL and community umpires. Keep up the great work, Graham.
Thank you, Graham. Damien Gill. Question for Scully and Dan.
Okay, hi guys, love your work. In answering this, I'd like you to each grab a pen and paper and write down your answers without telling each other.
Can I do it in my brain, or we just type it? We just type it. Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to create a new little...
No, because
we're using the same doc. No, I'll do it in a different tab. Scully, I'd like to know what current player reminds you of you when you were playing. Right?
Okay.
And Dan, I'd like to know what current player reminds you of Scully when he was playing.
Dan's not going to know. Dan's not going to know.
Let
Dan's
us
going to
know
have some West Coast player.
Now.
Dan doesn't know any other players on the West Coast. He's got his goggles on, blue and yellow ones. Only sees West Coast players. I'll go Sam Collins, Gold Coast. Can scrag at times. He's probably better. No, he's probably better than me. But just like he's a doubt, like me later in my career. Yeah, Sam Collins.
Yep.
Do you know who he plays for?
Yeah, Gold Coast.
Hold on. Did I say that?
Played for Peel.
Yeah. You did say that.
Okay, yeah, correct.
He played for Peel and was wrong not to get a gig in 2017 at Freo.
Yeah, great. Yeah, Sammy
So
Collins, I'll take
happy with my knowledge of Sam Collins there?
Yes.
Yes.
What else you got for me? Did you write down something else?
No, I didn't write something else because you've piffed me off already. So
Have I
cheers,
given you
Gilly.
enough time to think about it?
P.S. Obviously a reason for it, but Shep sounds like Mitch Marsh.
He does. I didn't want to harp on it, but they sound identical. If you go and watch a press conference of Mitch and Brad, sound exactly the same.
Okay.
You answer your side of the question? You've had plenty of time to think about it.
No, let's just move on.
Hamish Patterson, you send it, we read it. Bloody love the YSIWRI. Hello from Montreal, Canada.
G'day, fellas. G'day, fellas.
Oh, yes. Wow. Read the
just
whole
thought
thing.
just thought I'd email in after a hectic week.
No.
It's coming into summer here, so I'm furiously trying to work off the wintertime keg in preparation for the start of the AFL Canada season.
Love that.
Having moved over here a couple of years ago and not being able to get back home because of COVID and all that shit, sometimes I really miss sitting down with my mates back home as well as the country and the weather. There's something about the Aussie accent, a beer garden, and a couple of cold ones that remains at the forefront of things I miss. Wow, there you go.
You're going to like this next part, Dan.
Having recently found the podcast, I've started listening religiously, and it's become a really comforting and entertaining part of my week.
It's about to get bigger.
Every day, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Apart from
Keep up
Friday,
the good work,
Saturday,
fellas. And if
Sunday.
you ever fly stateside, maybe we can catch up for a frothy. Cheers and go Tigers.
If you want to pay for our flights and accommodation, we will be there.
100%.
Absolutely.
We'll shout around to beers.
Tigers fan in Canada, in Montreal. I reckon that's about as far reaching as we could get. I bloody love that. Couldn't love it anymore.
He's gone on for another paragraph.
Oh, we're going to give it. We're going to absolutely give it to him.
So P.S. BackChat boys, I hope this gets into the original email readout, but I've got to say it. The MCG is the best stadium in the world. Maybe Optus is up there, but I haven't been. In saying that, few places hold more of an atmosphere and a vibe than a full Bell Centre, the stadium in which the Montreal Canadiens play.
Wow.
It only holds roughly 20,000, but it's an absolute fishbowl and a religious monument for the people of Quebec.
Like it.
I was there for the first game of the season this year, and despite the fact that everyone knew we were going into a full rebuild and we're going to get belted every game, the fans showed up in their droves and backed the boys in. Going from the fanaticism of footy to to a world where hockey reigns supreme, the one thing we all have in common is our love for our team, and I reckon that's the most special thing you could ever experience. Anyway, les Habs.
I reckon it's more like it's French. Do it French.
Les
Habs.
Fucking go the Tigers and have a bloody brilliant one.
Yeah, I couldn't have loved that email more. If we gave a prize away for the best you send it, we read it, that wins, but we don't. But well done, Damien.
Yeah.
Love every bit about
do
it.
that.
Andrew Vittalins. Met Andrew down at the pool. This is my man. I said that last week, but hello, Andrew.
Hi, Dan and Scott. Last year, the AFL's Gil McLaughlin and Travis Auld, is that how you say Auld?
That's correct.
Who repeated it last week at the launch of the Sir Doug Nicholls round, made statements about taking blockbuster fixtures like the Dreamtime game to other states.
Okay.
Which venue should host it in 2023?
Well, the two other venues that have hosted it have been the MCG, and it's been done in Darwin. It's been done in Perth.
It was awesome in Perth.
Yeah, Perth did a great job. Darwin did a great job as well. So I think they've nailed the three there. Maybe you can take it all the way around the country, but I've got to be honest, I think those three are the top three. You want to take it to the Northern Territory, and Darwin's, Alice Springs has got a good stadium there too. Perth, beautiful, and the MCG. I mean, you can't go past the MCG. I know Optus Stadium's a great stadium, but the MCG is the pinnacle of Aussie football, and that's where it probably should stay. But if we're going to travel it around, which we can do, so Doug Nicholls runs across a couple of rounds now, I can just show around.
I wonder if it's a good question. I wonder if he emailed that to any other podcasts.
He got fined for that. All right, we got three more, and then I don't want to leave Dennis out in the rain. I'm just a bit concerned that with Dennis Cometti.
We'll smash through these.
He'll be up tomorrow, though. If you are listening to this Tuesday, he'll be up tomorrow.
Check back in tomorrow. From Joe C. Question for the podcast. Will, when at the Eagles, are players allowed to take any gear from the team store they wish free of charge? Like, for instance, say you want to take home one of those hats or hoodies they offer. Could you just take it and not pay? Cheers.
No, absolutely not. So we had like some sort of discount. It was like 15, 20%. Not a great discount. I mean, considering like they're selling, that's all right.
profiting off
It was a discount. Couldn't just take it whenever you liked. You needed to get approval, and even like the, not team store, but equipment room. You couldn't just roll in there and grab whatever you wanted. There was a bit of protocol to follow. I would have liked to have finished my career with more merch. Just don't have a lot of merch lying around. I've got a few jumpers lying around, a few jumpers hanging up, which is great.
Yep.
Awesome. Could I have had
a lot
more?
Of practice gear, but that's not really merch.
It would have been more about, I would have had to steal it, if I'm going to be honest. Or buy it at full price.
There is a Wildcats player who doesn't play anymore that used to help himself.
Damien Martin, I believe his name is.
I didn't say it.
D. Martin. Damien M.
There we go. Let's move on.
Oh, boy. Nathan,
Intravene.
Okay.
Shout out again to the Bridgetown Bulldogs. Won the grand final rematch on the weekend against Boyup Brook as they chased their three-peat.
Ian.
Well done.
I don't understand why that's from Nathan and then it's from Ian.
It's probably a mistake on my part.
Okay, fair enough. See you, Charlie.
$5 fine.
Okay, very good.
All right.
Matt Harris, this is the last one. If you sent it, you read it. Been bloody beautiful.
Hello, boys and Kat. Unlike Dan, as a West Coast supporter, I actually enjoy watching Freo play. So do I. And support them if they're not playing West Coast. I also do that. On Sunday, I went to the game with my wife, a Dockers member, and watched a pretty poor game of footy. Disappointed that I didn't get to see a good game, and also disappointed that Freo didn't beat Collingwood. See, Dan, that wasn't hard. I will just look.
No,
you have to be a special team to beat Collingwood this season.
We read it.
Now, on the way home, my wife and I concluded that it is entirely possible that West Coast could win another premiership before Freo win one.
Look at the smirk on his face. So happy. It says in brackets, smiling yet Dan. I looked across and
boy.
Dan has got
because
the
I read
biggest,
that.
Look how happy you are.
Would love to hear you discuss your thoughts on this. I'm sure Charlie would love to throw in his 2 cents as well. Thanks for great weekly content. I hope my Patreon money is going towards a Dockers beanie for Dan. Also, Dan, have a $2 fine for being miserable when your team loses. It's just footy.
I love every bit about that, Matt. That's beautiful. I'm going to throw that straight to Charlie, the Dockers fan in the crowd. It's clearly not Dan. I'm not a Dockers fan. I do like watching them play. Is that a statement that you'd like, or not like to see, but do you think that could come to fruition given the fact that you've lost the last 2 weeks, Charlie?
It's just 2 losses, you know?
I know
the wheels aren't off yet.
I know the wheels aren't off, but you haven't won a premiership in your history. Are you going to win one before the Eagles win their next premiership?
I'm going to say it here and say, yes, we are.
He's gone out on a limb.
Big claim.
Big claim.
Well, it kind of is, Dan, because Fremantle hasn't had a lot of success. Yes, they're going well this year, but
they have to win at some point.
Been very poor the last 2 weeks. You were there on the weekend, Charlie.
Yeah, it's not supposed to rain in Melbourne on the weekend, so we should get up.
I mean, Mark Reddings over at the Shelter Footycast did make a good point that it is a winter sport. I feel like avoiding the rain's probably not a good strategy for Freo to undertake.
Actually, can I ask you a question on this, Will? I heard this on the radio today. Is it true that to train for wet weather, they would put the ball in soapy water?
Did you hear it from me?
No.
Where did you? Who said that?
This was on the ABC this morning, I think.
That's literally.
That was on the Shelter Footycast yesterday.
It was too. That's very interesting.
Ooh.
Very interesting, Daniel.
It
is true. Detergent in an esky, footy's in the esky with detergent on it, which would absolutely suck because for the rest of the training session, it'd be like that the whole time. Just a horrible feeling. Don't know if you ever try to catch a footy with detergent on it.
I think I'd still take the grab, but
like catching eels jumping out of a river, probably.
Good.
That's it. You send it, we read it. If you want to send us an email and you want us to read it, hello@backchatpodcast.com.au. That's your Tuesday fix done.
Yes.
I hope you enjoyed it. A little bit shorter. And we're going to go into the guests tomorrow or today or whenever you're listening to it. That's BackChat done and dusted.